Hello friends, welcome to the fifth part of the capacitor presentation series. This part explains about the capacitors and their combinations in circuits. The topics for discussion in part 5 are capacitor equivalent circuit, capacitive reactance, difference between reactance and resistance, the factors affecting capacitive reactance, capacitor with DC, capacitor with AC, capacitors in series, capacitors in parallel, delta and Y connected capacitors, capacitor banks, and application of capacitor banks. A perfect capacitor is an ideal concept because the plates in a capacitor have some resistance and there is no dielectric as a perfect insulator. Practically, a capacitor has both a series resistance and a parallel leakage resistance. The leakage resistance is typically very large and it represents the resistance of the dielectric material. The series resistance is typically small and it corresponds to the lead and the plate resistance. This series resistance of a capacitor is termed as the equivalent series resistance or ESR. Because of the lossy dielectric, there arises a distributed inductance that is known as equivalent series inductance or ESL in series with the distributed parallel resistance. At low frequencies, the parasitic inductance can be ignored. So the practical model will normally have the capacitor with series and parallel resistors only. Capacitors are reactive devices and they don't have a stable resistance. They offer different resistance to signals of differing frequencies. Capacitive reactance Xc is the impedance of a capacitor with respect to the frequency f of the signal passing through it. The formula for calculating capacitive reactance Xc is 1 by 2 pi Fc. Here C is the capacitance. The major factors affecting the capacitive reactance are frequency, capacitance, voltage, and current. Capacitive reactance Xc is inversely proportional to the frequency. The low frequency signals, capacitors offer high resistance. For DC, Xc goes to infinity. That's why capacitors blow DC. As the frequencies of the signals passing through the capacitor increases, the capacitor offers lesser resistance so that the higher frequency signals can be easily passed through. Xc is inversely proportional to the capacitance of the capacitor. Xc has an indirect relation with voltage and current. The rate of change of voltage is directly related to frequency. As the frequency increases, the rate of change of voltage increases. So the current will increase. An increase in current implies that there is less opposition to current, so Xc is less. So we can say that Xc is inversely proportional to current. When a DC voltage is applied across a capacitor with zero initial charge, current flows and charges it until the voltage developed equal to the voltage applied across it. The initial flow of this charging current through the capacitor will be very high. As the charge across the capacitor plates increases, the charging current gradually gets reduced due to the charge accumulation of its plates. When the capacitor is fully charged, the voltage developed across it is Vc. Once the voltage supplied stops, discharging current from the capacitor starts flowing and Vc starts dropping along with the decreasing charge. The discharging current slows down when the rate of voltage drop slows down. After some time, capacitor voltage will reach zero and charge across its plates will be zero. This is the discharge state of a capacitor. With DC, capacitor charges and discharges in one direction and it behaves like a battery. For DC, a capacitor has infinite capacitive reactance as the frequency is zero. With AC voltage, the capacitor will continue to allow current to flow through it indefinitely, unlike DC, where the capacitor blocks the current after a period of time. When an AC voltage is applied across a capacitor, initial voltage will be minimum. At this instant, charging current will be at maximum. When voltage reaches its peak value, charging current will be 0. After reaching this peak value, the voltage will start to decrease and discharging current starts flowing. When the AC voltage reaches 0, completing the positive half cycle of the signal, discharging current will be at maximum but in opposite direction. For capacitors in AC circuits, the instantaneous current is minimum or 0 whenever the applied voltage is maximum. Similarly, the instantaneous value of the current is maximum when the applied voltage is minimum or 0. So in AC circuits, the voltage and current are out of phase and current leads the voltage by 90° or voltage lags current by 90°. With AC supply, the capacitor will alternatively charge and discharge at a rate that is determined by the frequency of the supply. When the capacitors are DC chained together in a single line, they are in series connection. For series connected capacitors, the charging current flowing through the capacitors is the same for all the capacitors. In series, each capacitor will store the same amount of electrical charge on its plates regardless of its capacitance. Even though the charging current is the same, each capacitor has different voltage drops. But the overall voltage drop is the sum of the voltages of the individual drops. For capacitors in series, the total voltage is the sum of the individual voltages. Here the total or equivalent capacitance of a circuit is the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocals of all the individual capacitances. Capacitors are connected together in parallel when both of the terminals are connected to each identical terminal of another capacitor. The voltage across all the capacitors in parallel is the same. The total circuit current is the sum of individual capacitor currents. For capacitors connected in parallel, the total charge stored on all the plates is equal to the sum of the individual stored charges on each capacitor. The total or equivalent capacitance is equal to the sum of all the individual capacitances. Delta connected capacitors can be converted to equivalent star connected capacitors and vice versa using the above equations. These connections are normally used in motors and capacitor banks. A capacitor bank is a group of several capacitors of the same rating that are connected in series or parallel with each other to store electrical energy. Increasing the number of capacitors in a bank will increase the energy capacity. Capacitor banks are used in large-scale AC power supplies in industrial environments to counteract inductive loading and for making the load appear to be resistive. They can increase the current carrying capacity of the system. The low inductance high voltage capacitor banks can supply huge pulses of current for many pulsed power applications. Capacitor banks are used within UPS to provide high levels of power for a short interval. They are used within hold-up supplies for memories. They can also be used in a DC power supply to increase the ripple current capacity of the power supply.